Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we are gonna be checking a sketchbook tour, and in this case it's gonna be Alethrion challenge from the Tales of Alethrion story. Okay, so we're gonna start with, there are multiple drawings here as you can see, okay, and these are 4 different prompts. I have more or less 4 per page. We're gonna go one by one to see all of them, okay? As usual, I will tell you first what prompt it is, and then we talk about the drawing. For reference, this January month I've been doing a lot of sketchbook tours here in the channel to show you what I've been drawing during winter, okay? So I'm gonna put here a playlist and you have all of them, so you have hours and hours there to enjoy watching drawings, different topics, and listening to different stories or theories, okay? This challenge, specifically this challenge, I used some of the prompts, some of the characters designed in the previous one. In the 2024 Alethrion challenge, I've done monsters, and in these ones I've done like a small comic, small story, and a little bit of color as well. Normally, as you can see in that prompt list, in that playlist, I have Inktober. That Inktober is black and white, there is no color there. But I wanted to challenge myself a little bit to do a little bit of a scene, as you can see here, with the characters doing something placed somewhere and making a story, okay? My rule for this time was to basically use some of the characters that I already drawn for this previous challenge, so I can give them a storyline, okay? So let's start. As you can see here on the left top hand side, we have dungeon entrance. So you see a little me character, a little caricature of myself there, riding the horned hound that is from last year design. That is a mix between a dog, between a lion, a bull, a little bit of a snake here as well, okay, a little bit of humanoid parts as well, like the shoes, like more kind of human type of legs, I would say. And we are traveling across the plains. All of this obviously has a story. In the show more section you will have my Instagram. In my Instagram I've done posts every day during the month of November about this story, and every bit has text that you can read, so you can understand specifically what is happening and all the details, where are we going, what lands are we visiting, and everything, okay? So dungeon entrance, and we are walking around, we're heading towards a trading spot, but we find this hole in the ground steaming, like a smelly as well as stinky dungeon entrance. Second prompt is monster low level, so we just try to have a peek inside of this crack on the floor to see what is inside. There is, ruckus sound, people is inside, so we see this kind of tiny demons that we will talk about them in a bit. So I'm here just gossiping a little bit, investigating this land to see what is this. Number 3, we have Fumble. Fumble, I kind of explain in this drawing that being as clumsy as I am, so when I am trying to get up to leave, because I don't want to have to do anything with these demons, these minions, I kick my purse, my little bag with coins, and it falls into the hole. And then we have number 4, critical hit. Here a view from the bottom, from the inside of the cave, the dungeon, okay? We see how the coin, the purse, fell on top of one of the characters, PAM! Critical hit, and he is dead in the spot. All of the characters around, all of the colleagues, all of the minions around, they are kind of surprised that this happened, okay? Because probably they don't usually get visitors. This whole story, this whole, let's say, topic for the challenge with Alethrion this year was about some sort of D&D exploration campaign. D&D is a game that, Dungeons and Dragons, it's a game that is being quite famous lately. I never been a player. I played a couple of times with some friends, but I never been a player of the game when I was younger. And you basically are sitting with your friends, with a group of people, and you have you are a character. Okay, it can be different class, can be different type of character, more realistic like a warrior, more fantasy like a orc, and you basically go into a place, like in this case a dungeon, and have some exploration, some trials. You need to fight some maybe minions like these guys, and then you have to fight a final boss, and then you need to get out of this dungeon with some sort of prize. There are thousands and thousands of options here. There is the dungeon master, that is the one kind of narrating the story and guiding the story for the players that are sitting around the table, can follow and interact. You will have your rules, your conditions, your abilities, and with a group of dice, you will throw the dice, and depending on the numbers on the dice and the characteristics of your character, you can be successful in the actions that you want to do or no. Okay, if people is interested about this, maybe at some point I can draw a D&D character, and we can explain more in detail what is it and how it works and things like this, but just wanted to give a heads up, so kind of a clue of what is this challenge inspired this year. Okay, what are the guys from Tales of Alethrion, the Skjaldborn studio, taking as a reference. I want to say as well, before we continue, that this studio is fantastic. I love them. They have this 2D story without dialogues that they are sharing in YouTube. They have Kickstarters as well. They have projects. They have merch. Recently, they released the latest video animation. This Ballad of Halima. And it's continuing the story. It's an epic fantasy story with a lot of heroes, a lot of characters, a lot of mythology as well, and it's beautifully animated. The characters are beautiful, and there are as well comics and many comic strips that you can see in their website. I'm gonna put all their details down below in the show more section. You can sail through their channels in Instagram, in YouTube, the Kickstarter, on the website. You can buy some merch. You can just explore and learn. I would recommend you start with the video called The First Hero, and I'm gonna put it as well there. And that is the one. That one can give you the context. The original one was The Reward. The Reward is the first one that they released and the first one I watched, but The First Hero goes before that. It's like a prologue to that. Yeah, maybe watch first The Reward, that is the older one, and then you can actually watch them in release order. They have as well playlists that you can just click and see and watch all of them one after another. Okay, in a couple of hours you are done, and you are gonna enjoy. I guarantee you, if you like fantasy, if you like things like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, board games, superpowers, monsters, this you are gonna love. Okay, so let's jump into the next prompt. That is number 5, spell. For a spell, I have a shadow, something in the background that is reaching with a hand, with a kind of animalistic hand towards us, is sprinkling us with some sort of magic, okay, some sort of spell. Number 6 is a trap. In the first drawing, in the story of the first drawing, I say that we are reaching to this dungeon entrance because we were in a tavern, and in this tavern we heard some people talking about, some prize, some money, some reward, and basically these two kind of bandits tricked us to go to that location. They were working for the shadow. They were working for this bad guy. As you can see, these two characters as well. If you haven't watched my previous Tales of Alethrion challenge, I'm gonna be putting it here as well, individual, so you can watch all the characters first as well, and you can understand who these guys are. These guys basically sold me to this guy. I seem to be some sort of paralyzed. I done these kind of comic lines. We are still there. My ride, the Horn Hound, is chilling, sleeping, having a nice time there. Okay. Number 7 is familiar, because Familiar is like in a vampire. A familiar will be the one who is serving the master, let's say the vampire leader, something like this. No, familiar as well. It's a close bond that you have with a family member or with a friend, a very good friend, and you are familiar with. You can be familiar with a topic as well, with a theme. So I made this drawing as a reference of familiar being someone who is a little bit of both, working with me, working for me in this story, like kind of being my right, but not being just an animal, like not being just a horse, let's say, like having this step beyond that point where there is a familiarity there, okay? There is a companion for many, many adventures, and there's the extra mile, okay? So he is devouring, attacking these guys. You know, you see they are KO here, all the money is lost, is flying on the wind. This guy magically is disappearing in the mist, disappearing in the wind, disappearing there, so we cannot actually follow him. The concept of disappearing is very important for me in this drawing. Number 8, we can see obviously a distress from the horned hound that is moving around, you know, running around, asking, and this one is merchant, number 8, merchant, asking the merchant, ooh, where is my guy? Where is my boss? And he's like, I have no clue, I have no idea. So this guy as well is one of those that we see in the previous challenge. He's the RP, and he has the kid there with him as well. They are just selling scarves in this moment, like type of blankets to go to the beach and things like this, okay? So, number 9 is NPC. NPC in gaming means non-playable character. Is the character that when you are in a video game, you will find randomly, I don't know, like working in a place, giving you a mission. So it's a character that you can't choose and go around with him, okay? So it's like one of those standard characters that you find around. So I decided to do another overview of this story, like this shadow, this mysterious shadow arrived already to somewhere inside the dungeon, probably, where there is this massive entrance with an eye and everything, with some ominous gargoyles here as well. And the NPC will be this guy, some sort of a butler that is there just receiving people. You're gonna arrive, welcome, sir. You're gonna arrive, welcome, blah blah blah. They open the door for you. So that was the concept of the NPC in this story. Obviously, blending and mixing virtual worlds from video games and board games and fantasy concepts here. Then we have number 10 is magical weapon, our friend, our familiar, our right. He keeps moving around the territories, around this dungeon entrance, this hole in the ground, crying, asking for the boss. Where is the boss? Where is the boss? Asking these guys as well. This guy was the concept of Medusa in the previous challenge, that he's trying to take out this magical weapon for the story. You could have used this prompt to give the hero of the story or give this secondary character of the story a very strong weapon to defeat the enemy. I wanted to play with the concept of exploring most of the project and then focus more in the resolution at the end, okay? So, number 11 is Bard. We can see here as well how we, without shame, without being shy, we have just jumped into stage in a little town. We are trying to find where is our boss. There's a lot of characters here as well, watching the performance of the Bard singing. Then we have monster, mid-level. We keep exploring and we find this is one of those worms. Aberration is called, that exists, the concept of aberration as well in D&D, in monster lore, and I invented my own, okay, taking as a reference a gigantic worm with a lot of teeth, disgusting. And even if he looks disgusting, I explain in this kind of story for him in the Instagram, and that maybe he had some issues as well with the bad guy, and he's giving us instructions. He's saying, down there, you know, God, you need to go down there. Then we go to the next one, that is puzzle. The puzzle can be a game, like a board game that you can put the pieces all together. It can be a concept of not understanding something that you need to put some information together. I play with these two elements as well, like he's not understanding much What is he trying to say? Because obviously barrier in the language, in the expressions and everything, so he's just saying, oh, something about the shadow, something about an eye, something about cheese, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. Something is going on, but I don't know what's going on. And as you can see, he's as well within one of these holes and is smoking this kind of stinky kind of, you know, greenish smell coming out. We carry on. Number 14 to secret room. Secret room, we see how we are placed within the hole. This is another hole, as you can see. We are placed within the hole, and there are multiple doors, multiple secret rooms here, okay, within a secret room. So we are gonna be like, okay, what is gonna happen with this? There seems to be like a small waterfall with some greenish things, and the smell seems to come from here as well. So we keep exploring. Number 15 is potion effect. We actually were walking around, we came too close to the water, to this kind of greenish water, and we slipped, and the potion, seems to be a potion, is making a effect here. Is kind of, we are all, you know, full of it, we slipped in there, and then we go into the next one, that is number 16, as level up. We are transformed into some sort of humanoid character. So the horned hound, that was, as you can see here, some sort of a animalistic lion, dog, bull thing, has been transformed mysteriously into this humanoid type of character. This kind of, I explain as well in the writings, in the story, that maybe this is coming from a higher area where maybe a cavern, you know, like a laboratory type of thing, like a alchemist type of space, where someone, maybe this shadow, is mixing potions and he's dumping everything that he doesn't want in the same, let's say, river or stream water, and everything is kind of going away. Probably I explained in as way here that if another character, or if you have stepped in that potion, let's say 5 minutes later or tomorrow, your transformation may have been completely different as well. That is something very interesting topic to explore. This story as well gives me room to expand, if I want to expand, within the world, within the characters, and within the tiny things like the potions inside the waterfall and all these things, okay? Now we are gonna go into number 17. 17 up here is sneak attack. With a sneak attack, all of these minions that were in the other space suddenly started to pop from places that I don't know, that I couldn't see, and they started attacking me. They don't look strong, obviously, they are low-level monsters, let's say, and they start attacking me and everything by surprise. Number 18 is sleight of hands. Sleight of hands in D&D is, as I understand, maybe correct me if I'm incorrect, is when someone is skilled, no? Someone that is maybe a thief could steal something very silently. Someone who is skilled with throwing knives could be very good in this capacity, for example. So that will be sleight of hands. It's trying to grab something and is skilled with the hands, basically. That's how I understand it. So here I draw it in the sense of easily, even you see from all these holes everywhere, some of them, more of them are popping in this space. After we checked already all the rooms, we are just throwing them away, like, you know, defeating them very easily. Kind of representing this, that they are not a problem, I would say, okay? With a sleight of hands, he's like a skill with the hands, he's able to throw them away. Then we have number 19, that is deep dungeon. We realize that by throwing one of the guys on this kind of pipe, the water stream has been changed and is only falling on the sides, and we see that there is like a massive long entrance here, obviously a deeper even dungeon from the dungeon that we are already. Number 20, avoiding guardian. We see that end of the corridor is leading into this one, and we are coming out and running, camouflage with a little bit of a plant that the Sphinx This Sphinx as well is from the previous story. I have her drawn there. And she's in her room, chilling. She's one of the guardians. And yeah, she's just taking nap time here. So we are able to avoid being discovered quite easily. Number 29, we keep exploring this more elegant type of dungeon part. This more like a castle type of a space, like with rooms and everything. So we are silently camouflage here on the side, looking at the vampire that we have here. The vampire is kind of negotiating, trying to convince, trying to transform, basically, bite these guys. We see these guys in the previous scene as well, where we are with the bard, and on the stage these guys are amongst the public, listening to the bard sing. And as you can see with the shadow, he's already trapping them. And Dracula and vampires is something that I love. I think Tales of Alethrion story is full of vampires and Nosferatu, and the guys making the story as well love these concepts. And read about them, read Dracula, watch movies and everything, because Dracula had so many abilities, and you can play so many cards with characters with vampire or vampire type of abilities, and it is very, very nice. As well, there is the funny twist here, is that I made some sort of an alarm here, a mini bat, that if, obviously, what's gonna happen here is that he just seen me, and I just seen him, and he's gonna call the alarm, so everyone can start chasing me, as you can see here in the second one, for monster high level prompt. I drew the Cyclops from the previous challenge as well. Now the Cyclops is kind of crawling inside, trying to catch me. So this is one of the rooms with the vampire. That's the one with the Sphinx. And I am just running. He can't actually come through this way, but, you know, I just need to escape here from this story. You know, the horned hound just needs to get out of here as soon as possible. Number 23 is Portal. So as he arrives jumping, he finds some golden skeletons that as well quickly he's able to defeat. Even this guy is trying to chase his head because he dropped his head, and he disappears through the portal with this kind of gargoyle type of mouth. We have as well tiny crow. There is always one of these guys around, because this may be connected to another story or maybe not, but there is always things like this around. Okay, if you pay attention to my drawings, there's most of the time tiny details or tiny characters that are recurrent, that they show and show and show again, and yeah, kind of trying to connect some stories together as well here. Number 24, impossible feat. By entering this portal, you know that when you enter a portal, and more in fantasy, you don't know where you're gonna end up. So basically, we are ending up falling from the ceiling, and we fall so hard from so high that we fall on top of the Cyclops, kind of leaving him KO, completely KO. All the teeth is broken, all the tusks are broken and everything. Funny concept about the Cyclops from Greek mythology, if you didn't know about it, is that all the story, all the fuss about them started because at some point we found massive skull with tusks, and with a hole in the middle of the skull, like a eye socket, you know, for like if you see a human skull, we have two eyes, we have two sockets, two holes for the eyes. But this one massive, they said, oh my god, this is a Cyclops, and that happened to be at the end a elephant skull. If you check Cyclops origins, or if you check elephant skulls, you will see how you could fantasize this character into, you can recreate this skeleton into a mythical creature like a Cyclops, okay, only with one eye. Very interesting how it's very interesting to see how we humans create this mythology as we find things very beautiful, because all of this is storytelling, world building, and you know that if you're here, you already watch some of my videos that I love, and this is what I do, you know, stories and worlds, to create new worlds and new ways of seeing things. Okay, now we are getting very close to the end now. We go into number 25. 25 is treasure. We see up here, our treasure in this story is not gold, but our boss, to find our boss. So here we have, oh my god, I found him. And here, trapped in the cage, we see, oh my god, I found you too. So we found each other. This one is like, the bad guy is like, I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Number 26, it's time for the reveal of the boss. We realize that there is this guy, a little bit as well, like looking like a vampire, and he's talking about a guy looking like this guy, a boss looking like this boss, but a little bit different, a little bit like blue, with different tones, maybe from another land, from another planet, we don't know, from another area basically, or from another even time. And he's trying to explain, what are you talking about? This is not your boss, this is my boss. So if you see this guy as well, it's a different version of our horned hound. You see the horns are broken, he's kind of zombie-side, a little bit vampiristic as well. So this is another outcome from another story, following into another potion, transforming into something different, maybe being affected by the vampire, transformed by the vampire. We don't know, okay? So we open here the story to explore, okay? To explore. We need to do a lot of brainstorm to see why is this happening. Is this a parallel reality that maybe through one of the portals, instead of falling on top of the Cyclops, he fell into this cavern this time, and he is running amok, trying to find his boss, and maybe this is the same guy actually that is trying to rescue the boss. So a little bit of Back to the Future. At that point I was rewatching Back to the Future as well. So whatever you watch, whatever you read is going to affect as well the things that you are writing. So keep that always in mind when you are doing your own stories, or when you are working for someone else, to not copy something that you are watching because you are affected, you are influenced by watching it or reading it, okay? Next one we have is escape. So basically very skilled, because the sleight of hands, he basically drops a smoke bomb, typical move in every nice movie, grabbing the boss, confusing the bad guy and trying to escape, camouflaged. Obviously we are limited because, you know, this drawing challenge is of 1 month. They give you one prompt and you need to be very specific of what you are drawing, but I always have room to make some drawings in between, like here between the escape and camp, that is number 28. I could have done other drawings as well of how he's escaping, what route did he use, or if there are other trials to escape this underworld type of terrain. But just I had to jump, obviously, because we are at the end of the story. I had to jump into camp. So we managed to escape safely. We are in camp here. We are, cooking here some fish, chilling in the evening. There's the guy again there, mysteriously. We are chatting a little bit, and then you see how the boss is talking about, oh, cheese, blah, 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 cheese, and you see a little bit of teeth there. And this guy is like, oh, what is going on here? Then we have number 29, is the twist. Super scared, the horned hound jumps on top of a tree, trying to escape from the boss, and he's like, oh my god, you're talking about the cheese, like the aberration said at the beginning. Oh my god, you have teeth like a vampire, you are a vampire, oh, you're gonna bite me, you are gonna eat me. And he's like, oh no, just chill, I'm good, I'm just saying I like cheese because yes, I got transformed, looks like it, and but I'm not planning on eating you, so I'm just gonna be, we are friends here. I'm not gonna be eating you. So he's kind of being all happy, all no problem here. Another perspective as well. It's nice to play with the perspective when you're doing this. These things you can apply to a storyboard as well. It can be very interesting. But as you can see from the top, like we are perched on top of one of the trees, we are able to see from down him, and then more down we have the boss and then the fire and everything there. Okay. And to finish, reward gain. Obviously he understands, he comes back, and then he's like, oh, I see you are different, I'm gonna just do some magic and put you back into place, because the horned hound has a wife at home waiting for him, and if he comes back home, I've been saying this a couple of times during the Instagram posts in the story, if he goes back home looking like a humanoid type of person, character, and the wife is gonna be, that is not my guy, so just return him to normal, so he's kind of magically, because he has powers now, because this vampire type of side effects, he's able to transform him back, and then they can carry on with the stories. He will fashion back one of his hats that he lost at the beginning of the story, and he needed one for the adventure, because you all know that for adventure you need some sort of hat, some sort of, I don't know, a staff, or some power, or some magical thing. So this has been my November art challenge, drawing challenge, called Alethrion challenge, hashtag Alethrion challenge. You can see all the prompts one by one with their stories on my Instagram. I put it in the show more section down below. You can see as well the playlist with the sketchbook tours I've been doing this month, that I put at the beginning as well, is linked at the bottom of the show more section. I put as well Skjaldborn and Tales of Alethrion links for the website, for the YouTube, for the videos, so you can actually watch the 3-4 main videos that they have with the main story, plus the side quests, let's say, and how they arrived from one point to another. And yeah, the characters are beautiful. I love them. I even have here some figurines, some books, some more things are gonna be arriving home soon that I ordered. I ordered a big bag. I supported the campaign for Kickstarter some time ago, and some point soon I'm gonna be receiving, like other people, we're gonna be receiving a pack of more figurines, more books, music, everything. So I bought a nice, very nice bundle of stuff. And yeah, 2D animation nowadays is coming back a little bit, and I love it. I grew up with 2D animation, and it's something so beautiful to see how frame by frame the characters go and have life and have feelings and have adventures. I love 3D as well, and you know it because I've done a couple of 3D conversations here as well in the channel, but 2D I would say is more close to my heart. So anything that you send my way that is 2D related, I may appreciate it more, or I may be able to see it with more caring eyes, you know, because, oh my god, you know, I know I've done both myself, so I know as well how long it takes to make something like this. And support them in the links, and you know, send some likes, send some support in any way that you can. Comment in their videos, express your opinion about their characters and their adventures, request some things as well that you want to see in their stories, and enjoy. Just, you know, grab some popcorn or a nice burger or whatever food is your favorite food, sit there in the sofa and just put play and watch this story, because it's amazing. I love it, and I can't wait to see more. They are releasing a lot of content now, and I can't wait to see more things about these guys. Okay, so we finish for today. This is Alethrion challenge for Tales of Alethrion. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandrago's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the drawings, the explanation, the sketchbook tour, and the time that we spent here today. And thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it very much, and I see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.